Hello, Diane Bleck. I'm the founder of the Center for Visual Facilitation, and this is one of our first new live broadcast here on LinkedIn with the new studio. And I'm excited to demo some of the new technology that we've added to the studio. But I also wanted to do a creative exercise with you today, just using some simple colored paper and some colored little things. They're not Post-its, they're called aesthetics. And both of these are made by Neuland. And what I wanted to show you is how you can create a visual action plan, a visual mind map, a visual story of what's going on inside of your organization, and how this helps you not only as a business owner get clarity, but it also helps your team and it helps with ownership and responsibilities. So let's create these elements together. And I'm going to be using, like I said, these little Neuland sheets. So the first thing I'm going to do is I used this activity with one of my students, and we broke up her business into 4 areas. So the first area was services. So I'm going to write services on my little piece of paper here. So we've got services. The next thing was marketing. So I'm going to write marketing. And I'm writing in all capital letters because it makes it easy for everyone to be able to read it, especially if you're facilitating live in front of a group. The next one is products. So I'm going to write products on here. And the next one is branding. So she runs an online consulting business, and we were taking a look at her business and breaking it up into these 4 categories. So now that I've got my categories, I'm just going to add a little pop to my little page. So I'm going to add a little gray outline around the outside edge of each of my titles. And you could determine these titles with your group if you're facilitating a group. You could develop these titles with your sponsorship team, or you could pre-establish the titles knowing your client and the work that they are ready to be prepared to work on. So there we've got marketing, and then we've got services. Now, one of my other little pro tips is, this is something that I like to do, is I like to go through and I like to add little serifs because it just makes my handwriting look a little bit fancier. And this is nice and easy and fast. And again, it's just a simple little add to your handwriting to make it a little bit easier to read and make it look a little bit fancier whenever it's up on the board and you're facilitating with your team. So now we'll do products real quick. And again, it just takes a moment to add our little serifs. And then we're going to do branding. So now I've got our 4 categories. And what I did is I brainstormed topics underneath each of these categories with her. So what I want to demonstrate next is I've got my 4 categories, right? And then I have a little aesthetic that matches each one of these. So I've got yellow, I've got orange, I've got green, and I've got blue. And then I'm going to take each of these and I'm going to write and add a little icon, each of the categories that goes underneath them. So let's start with services. For her, for services, she had 3 main services that she provides. So I'm going to pull out 3 yellow. Aw, thank you. Veronica said she loves my handwriting. So under services, she has group coaching. So I'm going to write group coaching. She also has resume coaching that she does with her clients. And then she also has social media. Look, I ran out of room. That happens. Look, we're just going to make a new one. We're going to do, this is a live show. She also does social media coaching. So now let's add an icon for each of these. So group coaching, I'm going to add a little group of people. For resume coaching, I'm going to draw a little resume. And then for social media, I'm going to draw a little Instagram icon and maybe even a little Facebook icon and a little Twitter icon. So again, these are each of her services that she provides for this area, okay? So then we're going to add all these and we're going to move those aside. Next, we're going to look at marketing and we're going to grab our three, actually she only has 2 areas in terms of marketing. So we're going to grab marketing and next we're going to look at what does she do there. So she has email marketing, and then she has Facebook ads. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to add a little icon for each of these. So I'm going to add a little email icon, and then I'm going to add just a single little Facebook icon. So now we have both of these. We're going to add those to our marketing, and we're going to set those aside. Next category that she and I were looking at was branding. So in terms of branding, I harvested out what are the 2 areas of her branding that she wants to work on. You might have different things. You may be working on your taglines. You may be working on your logos. For her, she wanted to work on a manifesto because she felt like the manifesto was an important way for her to have her audience understand who she was. So we've got a little manifesto. And then she also wanted to get clear on her messaging. So there we've got messaging. So now we're going to put these aside and set those here. And then her last category is products. So what kind of special paper are the smaller ones? I'm going to tell you about these some more in just a second. These are called aesthetics, and I'm going to show you why they're so awesome in just a second. So these are little aesthetics. These are not Post-its. These are awesome. These are all products by Neuland. So under products, she has a goal journal that she creates. So she creates a goal journal. And so I'm going to do a little icon of a journal to make it look like a little notebook. And then she also has digital products like PDFs. And most companies have some kind of digital product as a way to build consistent revenue inside of their corporation or company. So she's got digital products. These could be a PDF or a tool. And then she also has a membership. So I'm going to write membership. Okay, and I'm going to put the little membership inside. So we already had drawn little people before. So I'm going to draw the little membership inside of a computer, right? I'm going to have it coming out. So she's got her membership. So what we've done is we've created our 4 categories. I'm going to pull these aside real quick. We've got our branding. We've got our marketing. We've got our services, and we've got our products. And then we have each of the elements that we drew underneath them of things that she's working on. So now I want to head over to my whiteboard and I want to show you how we can start to lay these out to help her get a visual of her business. That's what we're doing here. So let's head over to our whiteboard. So here at the whiteboard, this is where the power of visual facilitation comes into play. So there's a lot of things around visual facilitation and visual kind of graphic facilitation. The way I see visual facilitation is you're actually looking at solving people's businesses visually. So I'm going to move this so you can see it better. So we're going to go right here. So here we have our products. Next, we're going to hang our services. And I'm going to move these over here. And then we're going to do our next two. So when you facilitate a conversation like this, or if you do this yourself inside of your organization, the power is getting all of our ideas up on the wall so we can see them. And I want to show you the power of this other little paper I was using, which is not a Post-it. It's called an Aesthetic, and they're by Neuland. So here we've got our marketing, right? And then we've color coordinated these, but that doesn't mean they're going to stay there. Something might move. So we can put group coaching here, our resume, our social media. We can put email marketing, our Facebook ads. We can add our manifesto, our membership, our digital products, our goal getter, and our messaging. And now we can facilitate a conversation. Which of these is our highest priority? And look, because they are static, they move around. So now we can put them in order of priority, or maybe we want to pull out an action plan and we want to pull out one of each. And these are what we want to work on. So we might pull them out over here and say, these are our priorities. Or we want to pull out one of them and just drill into it more. So now we could brainstorm action items around this one category. So when we start to use visuals like this, here are my pro tips. I shared some of them throughout this little mini lesson. 1, use clean handwriting, all uppercase. Add the little serifs if you want to be a little fancy. Color coordinate the idea so that it's easy to see the idea in clusters. Use materials that allow you to move the ideas around on paper. And brainstorm with your client and your team the categories together. Once we see this, then it's easy to see what's missing, what needs to be added, what might need to be taken away. And that's where you use those great coaching questions to find out what you want to facilitate and how you want to move the conversation. So this is today's live lesson here on LinkedIn. This is the first time we're really going live this year in the new studio where we can show our whiteboards, we can show our overhead cameras, we can show our front-facing camera, our lavalier microphones. I'm super excited to demo all this. This is all the stuff that we teach inside of the Center for Visual Facilitation. This is a mini bite-sized lesson. If you're interested in learning more about this, we've got a Top 50 Icons workshop. We'd love for you to join. And comment below any questions you have, and I'll come back and answer them after the lesson. So let me head over to my other camera real quick. So thank you so much for joining me for this fun live lesson here on LinkedIn. I hope you learned something. I hope you had one takeaway that you can implement maybe even today. Maybe there's a meeting that you're facilitating. Maybe you're a trainer, a coach, or a leader, and you've got that one idea of how to make your meeting more innovative, creative, and productive. Have a great day. Bye.